Royal News Live. Queen Camilla withdraws from engagements after becoming unwell. The Queen has been forced to withdraw from all engagements this week after falling ill with a chest infection. Buckingham Palace said Camilla, who has recently returned from a busy official overseas tour to Australia and Samoa, has been advised to undergo a short period of rest by doctors. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson said, "With great regret, Her Majesty has therefore had to withdraw from her engagements for this week, but she very much hopes to be recovered in time to attend this weekend's remembrance events as normal." She apologizes to all those who may be inconvenienced or disappointed as a result. The update comes after a year of difficult health troubles for the royal family, with both the King and the Princess of Wales being diagnosed with cancer. No further details regarding her illness or treatment have been released, but she is understood to be being cared for under doctors' supervision. Royal estates, to earn millions from NHS, armed forces, and state school rents. The King and the Prince of Wales' private estates have struck rental deals worth millions of pounds with the armed forces, the NHS, and state schools, it has been reported. An investigation by Channel 4's Dispatches and the Sunday Times examined the land and properties the two leading royals own through the duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall. The investigation reported that last year the Duchy of Lancaster agreed a deal to store a new fleet of electric ambulances, owned by Guy's and St. Thomas NHS Trust in London, in one of the estate's warehouses at a cost of £11.4 million over 15 years. It also said the Duchy of Cornwall had charged the Navy more than £1 million since 2004 to build and use jetties and more warships on the Cornish coastline. The Duchy will also earn around £600,000 over the lifetime of 6 different leases agreed with local state schools, the investigation found. Charles and William face calls to abolish private estates. King Charles and Prince William are facing calls to dissolve their private estates after it was revealed they are making millions from Britain's cash-strapped NHS and public services. The two estates earned the royals upwards of £50 million in the last financial year, with both estates being exempt from paying corporation tax or capital gains tax. The monarch and heir to the throne have sparked uproar after it was revealed they are benefiting from rental deals with public services, including the armed forces and state schools, on their private estates, the duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall. The solution is quite simple: abolish the duchies, spokesperson for Republic Graham Smith said. He added, "The Dispatch's investigation shows how the duchies are doggedly pursuing profit at every turn, at huge expense to the public and charities. The duchies are not private property, they are state assets. Parliament allowed the royals to maintain control over these estates when other land was surrendered 3 centuries ago. It's time Parliament abandoned that arrangement." King Charles severs financial ties with Prince Andrew, ICYMI. King Charles has instructed the royal pursekeeper to sever Prince Andrew's annual £1 million allowance, according to royal writer Robert Hardman in a new book released by the Daily Mail. The keeper of the privy purse was instructed to sever Andrew's living allowance after the Duke of York refused to move out of his 30-room mansion, the Royal Lodge, into the smaller, nearby Frogmore Cottage. The Duke is no longer a financial burden on the King, confirms one familiar with the situation. Mr. Hardman writes. He claims to have found other sources of income related to his contacts in international trade, sufficient to cover all his costs, which would be a welcome outcome for all parties, if that turns out to be the case. But as to whether this funding can be relied upon in the long term is another matter. King open to removing word empire from OBE honors amid colonial controversy. The word empire maybe dropped British honours as part of reforms reportedly being considered by royal officials. Under the plans, those with an OBE Order of the British Empire may choose to receive an Order of British Excellence, according to a new biography of the King by author Robert Hardman, which is being released by the Daily Mail. A parallel Order of Elizabeth has also been proposed in remembrance of the late Queen. However, in both cases the colonial-era titles could be retained for those who wanted them. Prince William hits back at critics over homelessness project. The Prince of Wales has hit back at critics over his homelessness project. William responded to those questioning whether he is the right person to tackle the issue, given his privileged upbringing, in the first part of his new ITV documentary, Prince William, We Can End Homelessness.